This video is not for whales and dolphins. It's for you, because you are just like me. Average Light Gamer here, and it's another anomaly agent, Yanagi. And we'll get into breaking down her kit in a moment, but we did know that she was going to be an anomaly agent, and now following the livestream, we know a bit more, and she could be both good or not so good for you, depending on your account. What do I mean by depending on your account? So if you have leaned into the recent anomaly meta and picked up other recent anomaly agents, then Yanagi could be really good for your teams. But if you didn't, then unless you're planning to head in that direction, based on what we have seen about Yanagi, I don't think she'll be all that useful for you. Now, we've had 3 out of our last 4 agents be anomaly agents, and I'm getting a distinct feeling that Yanagi is the icing on the cake here, as in she's the finishing touch for this batch of anomaly. So I'm starting to think that we might get a break from anomaly for a moment, and I'll talk about what I think about the upcoming agents towards the end of this video. So I'm going to start though by talking about her kits, and specifically I want to start with the Polarity Disorder skill, because I think it's the most interesting part of Yanagi's kit, and it's focused on mixing anomalies and enabling her to trigger this skill. I'll then move this straight into talking about her teams, and then we'll circle back into the rest of her kit. This skill though, the Polarity Disorder skill, deals a percentage of disorder damage plus additional damage based on Yanagi's anomaly proficiency, and it does this without removing the anomaly from the enemy. And this means that she's going to work incredibly well with Bernice. Sorry, Jane, I made the thumbnail for this video with Bernice because I thought it was funnier, but it's definitely Jane who's getting left out in the cold here, because it also seems like Yanagi really wants field time. So with Bernice being able to function with very little field time and enabling disorders and polarity disorders, the special ones from Yanagi, to be triggered by Yanagi, it kind of means that if you pulled Bernice and you didn't have Jane, hurrah, you're about to get a premium limited S-rank teammate for her. But if you pulled Jane already, the question mark is Yanagi better than Jane? And I think the answer is potentially yes. We haven't seen confirmed numbers for her, and they actually turned them off for the stream, but I would be very surprised if Yanagi wasn't an upgrade over Jane with Bernice. Now, everyone chill. If you have Jane and you're happy with her performance with Bernice, then great, you're fine. I would suggest that you probably are going to be fine with that for some time to come. And if you have Jane and you want to run her with Yanagi or some cheaper alternatives, I imagine this will also work, but I don't know it will be that much good. If you want to make an upgrade to a Piper team, then yeah, that makes sense because you're introducing a limited S rank. But I think you'd be better off there just picking up Bernice for her to come on and blast and then dip and let her flame stick around, and then Piper can just stick to the field. Because it really just feels like Yanagi wants field time in order to trigger her disorders and polarity disorders, and Piper and Jane, for example, are going to steal that field time away, which makes me feel like Yanagi is going to be super cool, but potentially right now a niche character, as the only character who seems like she's going to really enable her to do her best work is Bernice, and Bernice is running right now. So for most free-to-play or low-spend players, I don't think it'll be something worth considering over running Bernice with, say, Jane or Piper currently. Also, I don't think they're going to release a limited S-rank character who looks bad. So Hoyo made the decision a few patches ago to buff Chingy to make sure she looked good enough. So if when we get confirmed details start to come out about Yanagi, she does look underwhelming with anyone other than Bernice, it wouldn't surprise me if they did tweak aspects of her kit to allow her to do more raw damage herself. Remember, they are trying to sell you this character, and Bernice is on banner right now. So if you blew all your polychrome on Bernice, they'll want you to spend real money on Yanagi. So it's in no doubt in my mind that she's going to look great with Bernice, but she might also look pretty good on her own anyway. And her additional ability states that it triggers when another character is an anomaly character or the same attribute as Yanagi. This further supports the idea that Yanagi is supposed to just run with other anomaly agents to trigger more of those additional disorders. In her example footage, she was run with Bernice and Lucy, which makes sense as Lucy can buff both of them, but depending on the scaling, we could also discuss Seth here, as he would be granting an additional 20% anomaly buildup from his core skill and be granting anomaly proficiency buffs from his shield. But as I discussed in my Bernice teams video, Lucy is probably easier to run. I also imagine she'd work pretty well with Caesar and Bernice, but we're then talking about a very expensive team. Essentially, I think that third slot though will be fine with either Lucy or Seth or a lower cost team. So we'll move on back to the rest of her kit, future potential and Section 6 teammates in just a moment, but this is your reminder that you probably aren't subscribed. Liking and subscribing is the best way to show support to small creators like me on YouTube. I really appreciate all the support so far. You guys have been so encouraging, and I love making these videos. If you want to hang out with other chill peeps, you can also join the Discord and follow Twitch too. The links for that are in the description description. Back to the rest of her kit though. So both her special and EX special attack enable her to change stance, which seems cool, but it was also mentioned that as long as you change stances at the correct time, then you can continuously receive additional buffs from doing so, which seems even cooler. From a gameplay perspective for myself though, I really just hope that it's more that you have to switch after a certain number of hits as opposed to any timing based stuff like the Soldier 11's hits, because I suck, that's why. Although then again, if it kind of raises the skill ceiling for players who really want to get good with Yanagi with specific timing based attacks, then that actually also sounds super interesting. I just know that I'm going to be pretty bad at it. Additionally, when switching stance and dealing basic attacks, this raises her anomaly build-up. So again, supporting the idea that she's probably going to benefit from having a solid amount of field time. Overall, I think Yanagi is going to be good when she comes out, but I think she'll feel underwhelming without Bernice. But I still don't think she'll look bad even without her. This does make me feel though that her future value could indeed skyrocket if we start getting additional characters that can cause anomalies quickly, or from future off-field characters like Bernice. But you should invest in the characters that can help your account now and not in some potential future that might never happen. We have no additional anomaly characters confirmed, so maybe don't get her for someone that doesn't exist yet. Now, if you simp for her, I can't blame you. Her animations are actually sick, and yeah, she's just got a certain way of moving. You know? So now you can probably make her work anywhere, and you won't have to be a sweaty meta player. Just stick her with another character who can cause anomalies. They don't even have to be an anomaly character. You will still crush. And I imagine the next Shield defense reset will have lots of electric weakness for you to feel powerful, but as mentioned, she'll work best with other anomaly characters, but even better with characters that can cause anomalies with very little field time, which at the moment is pretty much just Bernice. So if you do really simp for her but don't have enough to get Bernice right now, then get Yanagi and then just stash some polychromes away so that you can get Bernice when she comes back around on a rerun. Now, in terms of her Section 6 teammates, given Yanagi's release and the confirmation on the livestream that Lighter now drops fire and ice resistance, don't worry, he will get his own video, I think it's relatively safe to assume that Miyabi is going to be an ice character, and I don't think she's going to be anomaly anymore. As I have said that in the past, I do now think that she'll be an attack agent for two key reasons. Yanagi's kit feels designed for her to be on field, and she wants another anomaly agent to spend less time on field. And I don't think that will be Miyabi, as I think that Hoyo understand how popular Miyabi is, and players will want to play Miyabi on field. Also the fact that Lighter just needs an attack agent to activate his core passive, and as mentioned, he drops fire and ice resistance. Kind of makes me feel that he's being set up to be the stunner for Miyabi as a traditional attack agent. Plus, by the time that Yanagi comes out, 3 out of our last 4 agents will have been anomaly agents, so it's time for a shake-up. As for Harumasa, we've seen him use electric in story and trailers, so that's pretty much set, and I have a feeling he'll be a support mostly because we haven't had a limited S-rank support yet, but I think this one is more up in the air right now. I do think Harumasa will function supportively for Miyabi, regardless of his agent typing though, and I think this leaves Yanagi as Section 6 outsider from a team perspective, as I think she'll be the character that likely benefits most from other future potential characters. But when all is said and done for Section 6, I wonder if her best teams will still be outside of playing with her Section 6 teammates, and she'll just be best paired up with other anomaly agents, regardless of any kind of factions. Anyway, what do you guys think about her at this point? Let me know down in the comments below. It looks like YouTube didn't ping my subscribers about my recent Bernice Teams video, so that should pop up now if you're interested. And it might be of particular interest if you weren't necessarily interested in Bernice, but now you might end up pulling her because you simp for Yanagi. Remember to like and subscribe for better than average luck on your pulls, join Discord, follow Twitch, and all the normal stuff. Pull responsibly, stay weird. Thanks so very much for watching. Bye, 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 bye.